Up next, we take you to میمند village in Kerman province towards the southeast of Iran.
It wasn't just ants who dug into the ground to make their colony. People used to do this as well, and میمند is one of those villages, so let's go and check it out. Right now, I'm on the roof of one of these tiny little houses. Let's go and see the door. You see these weeds? They're growing naturally out of the wall.
If you come to the Kerman province, you'll meet very hospitable people, and that's why they have a guest house using these old houses.
This was the waiting room. They would sit here and chat, brew tea and drink tea together, just like old times.
پدر 100 سال، پسر 100 سال و نوه 100 سال، 300 سال هم زمان بوده تا این خونه ها کنده شده طبق روایت ها. میمند توسط دست بشر کنده شده، خود به خود به وجود نیامده.
It started to rain, so let's go into the room that they gave to us. And this is the house they've given us, which is tiny but very comfortable. You see how lovely and gorgeous it is? This is my room.
میمند میماند. چرا میماند؟ خانه ها اریب بر هم سوار شدن، عمودی نیستند که آسانسور بخوان یا به وسیله جوش آهن به هم جوش خورده باشند طبقه بالا بر پایینی، پایینی بر پایینی، همراه خدا نکرده زمین لرزه بیا بریزه.
In this bedroom, we're at least 10 to 15 meters underground, and I feel like Mr. Mole in Wind in the Willows.
We visited many cities, and this place I found it just amazing. I never saw something like that. Even more amazing that people live in here for nowadays. So it's hard to believe that this is possible.
The roof here is 2 meters high, and the ceiling and the walls are all black. Why? Because they've smoked it, and that stops it from shedding.
خونه ها که زردو زندگی میکرده 12300 ساله هست، ولی خود میمند طبق روایت دکتر محمود روح الامینی و جنبندی که کرده برش گردانه به 8 الی 10,000 سال پیش.
Even in those days, they thought about everything. They built a school, an old bathhouse, a fire temple, and 200 years later, they added a mosque.
This was a fire temple before, but now it's a museum, and they've collected everything they could find and brought it here.
They had loads of interesting things, from all kinds of door locks to mouse traps, a ploughing machine, weaving instruments and kitchenware.
این تلموش گیوتینه که با این نخ نازک به اینجا به این بسته می شده و همین نخ از این شیاره و از این شیاره می آمده و از مواد غذایی مثل مغز گردو یا بادام یا پنیر با سوزن نخ آبور می دادن. می مده با دندان خودش چیکار کنیم؟ گرسنه بودی بکنه بخوره این غذا رو، بعد با دندان خودش نخ چیه جویدی می شده و از این بالا رها می شده روی موش.
One of the most interesting things that really caught my eye was a sickle made from a mountain goat's horn. I couldn't sleep at night because it was so beautiful. I just wanted to breathe in the fresh air and savor the silence after the women in the village finally stopped their endless chatter and went home bidding each other goodnight at the top of their lungs. Benita Rahimi for Iran.
Last week on Iran, Benita Rahimi took us to the village of Meymand in Kerman province. While she was there, she said she came across a field that was full of colorful, remedial, and tasty herbs.
This bloody red field you see here is a rhubarb field, and it's in the northwestern side of Kerman in the city of Bobak. What they make here is rhubarb stew, rhubarb pickles and rhubarb jam, but unfortunately they don't know how to make rhubarb crumble, which I love. These are the flowers, but this is the stalk, which I'm sure all of you know, and that's what they make all these things with.
I've been told that rhubarb either grows with the help of humans or mice take the seeds in their burrows, and that's where they start to germinate.
There are many medicinal herbs here like buttercup, pennyroyal, espand and loads more.
The medicinal herbs grow by themselves in or outside Meymand. When they finish cleaning and drying the herbs, they sell them to the tourists, or their sons and grandchildren take them to the nearby town.
My name is Jean-Louis Lenoir. I'm from Brussels in Belgium. If you are an imaginative or a creative person, it's easy to make movies and imagine how was life a few years or centuries ago even.
When tourists come to Kerman, Meymand is one of those places they always stay for a night or two. While we were there, tourists from Belgium, Germany, France and Russia had come. When they arrived, they were awed by the scenery. They just left their luggage and just started taking pictures.
شکرک نمیزنه از سرش اصلا خارشی کرد اینا کندی متوسط 10 کیلو میاره.
The honey tasted amazingly. We couldn't stop eating it, but I really wanted to get out of there because the honeybees weren't very friendly, and I even got stung for the first time in my life.
We are near Meymand in Kerman, where nomads live. The men here are shepherds and the women do dairy products like dried whey, yogurt drink, cheese, butter and all kinds of stuff.
The weather was very hot, but inside was very cool. The couple who lived here were very friendly and hospitable. The husband told us many stories from their past with poetry. I really didn't want him to stop.
This is dried whey, but it's not ready yet. They say that it's going to be ready tomorrow, so we can't show you the final product. But I'll show you later anyway. خوبه؟ And this is the final product. They either melt it and pour it on soup or other kinds of meals, or dry it up and grind it to make soup with it.
It was really hard to leave this heavenly place and saying goodbye to all those kind people, but our time was up and I will definitely come back one day. Benita Rahimi for Iran.